Good morning, my dear kids. This is a science video. We are moving into our second term, and in our second term, the first lesson is heat and temperature. So, these two words are familiar to us, heat and temperature, and something more about them we are going to learn in this unit. So, to begin, uh, we shiver when it is cold outside, and we sweat when it is hot outside. So, how to find the temperature of our weather? Temperature is involved in many aspects of our daily life, including our own body and health, the weather, and how hot the stove must be in order to cook food. So, temperature is so much related to all the aspects in our day to day life. So, our body temperature changes according to the temperature of the weather. So, when we fall sick, our body temperature increases. So, we cook our food when the stove gets heated up. The measurement of warmness or coldness of a substance is known as its temperature. So, how much hot or how much cold a substance is deals with its temperature. Temperature units. In your lower classes, from the lesson measurement, you would have learned the units, the SI units of length, mass, time, right? So, to measure length, we have centimeters, meters, millimeters, kilometers, so many units. Same way, each physical quantities, we have several units. Same way, temperature has three units: degree Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. So these are the three units which we use to measure temperature. Degree Celsius is denoted with letter capital C along with a symbol degree. So this small o on the left top of the C is degree, and C represents Celsius. Degree Celsius. For example, 20 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature out? It is 20 degrees Celsius. 32 degrees Celsius. So usually a normal warm day, our temperature would be 32 degrees Celsius. Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit is written as degree F. For example, 25 degree Fahrenheit, 35 degree Fahrenheit. The last one is Kelvin. So Kelvin is written as just a capital K. For example, 100 Kelvin, 50 Kelvin. So this doesn't take a degree along with it. It's just K. So there are three units to measure temperature: degree Celsius, Fahrenheit, and Kelvin. From these three, Kelvin is the SI unit of temperature. For length, what is the SI unit? Meter is the SI unit. For weight, what is the SI unit? kg is the SI unit. For time, it is seconds. Similarly, for temperature, it is Kelvin, the capital K. Measuring temperature. The temperature of the object is well approximated with the kinetic energy. So, kinetic energy is the energy possessed when the molecules are in motion. Okay, so when the molecules are in rest, they possess potential energy. Kinetic energy is when the molecules are in motion. The high temperature means that the molecule within the object are moving at a faster rate. So as the kinetic energy increases, the temperature also increases. Okay, when the molecules vibrates faster or moves faster, it increases the kinetic energy of the object. Along with the temperature also rises. So same way, when we heat up an object, the temperature rises along with the kinetic energy also. But the question rises here, how to measure the temperature? Molecules in any substance are very small to analyze and calculate its moment. So it is bit difficult to find the kinetic energy, increase of kinetic energy, in order to measure its temperature. So there is a device to measure temperature. It is thermometer. In a thermometer, when liquid gets heated, it expands. When it is cooled down, it contracts. It is used to measure the temperature. So to find the increase in kinetic energy or increase in temperature, the thermometer is used. So when we place the thermometer in a hot substance, the liquid gets heated up and it expands to give us the measurement. The same way, when we put the thermometer in a cold object, it gets cooled down and it contracts to give us the measurement. So thermometer is most common instrument to measure temperature. There are various kinds of thermometers. Some of them are like glass tubes, which looks thin and are filled with some kind of liquid. Do you know what liquid is that? It can be mercury or an alcohol. Why mercury or alcohol is used in thermometers? Mostly alcohol and mercury are used in thermometer as they remain in liquid form even with the change of temperature in them. So for example, when we take water, when water is heated up, it gets evaporated. It turns into vapors. The same way, when the water is kept in a cold place or when it is kept in fridge, it turns into ice cubes. So there is change in state, but the alcohol or mercury remains in the liquid form even with the change of temperature. So these two liquids are used in thermometer because of this reason. So they don't change their state in the change of temperature. So let us learn some more property of mercury and alcohol. For mercury, mercury expands uniformly. For equal amount of heat, it expands by equal length. So it expands equally. And the texture of mercury is very shiny and it is opaque. So we cannot see the other side through mercury. It do not stick with any other substance, or it do not sticks to the sides of the glass tube. So mercury has a very high boiling point and very low freezing point. So the boiling point is up to 357 degrees Celsius and the freezing point is minus 39 degrees Celsius. So with the mercury thermometer, we can measure a wide range of temperature. So up to 356 degree we can measure with mercury, and to the lowest temperature up to minus 38 degrees Celsius we can measure. So the property of alcohol. So same way like mercury, the alcohol has a very low freezing point. It is less than minus 100 degrees Celsius. So using this alcohol thermometers, we can measure a very low temperatures. So the freezing points can be measured with this alcohol, and it has a good expansion and it can be colored brightly and hence it is easily visible. So these are the properties of these two main liquids which are used in the thermometers. So mercury and alcohol. So that's it for today's class. In our later class, we will discuss the types of thermometers. Thank you.